Now, there's two things that needs to happen, in my opinion, because this is leading to Lutnik. And Lutnik, we've been complimentary of Lutnik. He's very good on camera. He's done a great job. He's built a great company, successful guy. And picture came out about him with Rob. I think you have the picture. There's a picture that came out, and everybody said, no, this is AI. No, this is AI. No, this is AI. No, this is AI. And then eventually they're like, are those two? Maybe that's the one that he went with his wife and his two kids. Well, we don't see the wife and two kids. That is the island. That has now been confirmed that that's Jeffrey Epstein in the white shirt and white pants. And that's Lutnik in the back.
In the blue?
Yes.
That's
like
him?
back
Blue
there.
shirt, that's him in the back. That part's been confirmed. Everybody has been checking to see if this is a correct thing that happened or no, because nowadays you got to definitely check to see AI. CBS has confirmed it. Grok's confirmed it. A bunch of different AI platforms have confirmed it. Who knows? Something else may come out. Now, there's a few things. This could be the event where he took his wife and kids, and maybe his wife and kids weren't there. He said he was only there for an hour, so maybe they're the ones on the other side taking the pictures. Maybe that's what's going on. But you know, when you read the story, I'll read the story to you on page 5, and I want to come to you guys on this one here. Oh, I cannot read it because printing didn't do a good job on it. But when you look at this story with Howard Lutnick, Rob, zoom in to see if I can read any of it. Okay, a photo appearing Donald Trump, Howard Lutnick, got to go a little bit lower. The picture shows the pedophile walking ahead of the financier at St. James Island, where they visited for a picnic with his wife and his children and his nannies. Okay, go a little bit lower. The picture was located by Gmail, a site run by two tech workers who have created a searchable version of Epstein's Gmail inbox by downloading all of the files. The group posted a link on its to the image, which a DOJ file name, the file name was, et cetera, does not match the results of DOJ's Epstein website, suggesting it had been deleted. So this was the controversy here, that they took it down. Now, why did they take it down? Is it because he's an insider? Is it because he's got a job? So that's the part where, you know, people start saying you're protecting it and they get credible. They get credit. They say, now you see what you're doing. Now you see what you're doing. Now you're protecting them. And some are even saying that Trump didn't know about it. The DOJ was doing it. And then it's making Trump look bad. No matter what it is, you know, in UK, when this took place with Andrew, they not only, you know, dropped him from the family, and now he got arrested, right? And they're going after him, as well as the other guy, Mandelson, I don't know how to say his name, another guy that had to step down. Yeah, Peter Mandelson, that had to go through. So at this point of the game, you know, there are certain things that you can just look here while you have a massive issue on this side. Sometimes you just got to go head on and talk about it and address it, make some decisions. So, Vinny, I know you have some opinions on this Howard Lutnick picture that came out. And I know, Adam, you do as well. I'll come to you first.
So we were talking about Hillary Clinton a second ago. Now we're talking about Lutnick. You know, there's a cool club going on here in the world, and you're not invited. And you know who also wasn't invited, it seems, is Donald Trump. Because all these people, all these names keep popping up. You know, every single one of them would be considered this one word. What's that one word? The elite. And the one story that we hear about Trump was that the elite was no fan of Donald Trump. So what did Trump do? Was go out and build his own thing, put Trump on everywhere, went and bought Mar-a-Lago, had his own events. So Trump, wasn't he the guy that kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago? Wasn't Trump the guy that was sort of blackballed by all the illegal stuff in New York? That's why he came down to Florida, built his own thing.
He did an interview with the police about him in West Palm Beach.
There you go. So, by the way, all these names keep popping up. Okay, so Howard Lutnick actually did meet Epstein. It wasn't just he was creeped out when he met him before. What's going on there? Scott Besson was part of the Trump administration. Who did he work for a long time? Who was that? George Soros. Mm-hmm. So all these things are interweaving, and it's all going on like that. But Vinny wants accountability. And here's the bad news for Vinny. Nothing's going to happen.
God will watch.
You might get people to step down. Yeah. You might get people to be shamed. But I know you want heads to roll. I know you want heads to roll, and I know you want people to go to jail. I don't see any of these people. Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates. I'm speaking.
I'm sorry.
I'm speaking.
I'm sorry.
I don't see any of them going to jail. And then last thing, Hillary Clinton. I actually believe Hillary Clinton that she had no affiliation with Epstein. Why? Because Hillary Clinton ain't trying to bang little girls. But Bill Clinton, on the other hand,
But what about business?
may have some explaining to do.
But what about business? I don't think all of this was just
this is
hooking up with
this
underage
is
girls.
Do you think anybody
Hillary-
in the U.S. is going to get arrested? Anybody?
Anybody? I'm sure there'll be a
Name
guy.
some heavyweights.
No.
You don't think any heavyweights will?
Give me a names and I'll tell you my opinion.
Any,
Gates, no. Bill Clinton, no.
I think
Give me
somebody
other
has.
major names.
I think somebody has to go to
Anyone
jail.
that has a B next to their name,
let me
billionaire.
ask you.
Anyone that's been a
You-
former
you-
president,
you think?
I do not see them going to jail.
Okay, so let me ask you.
But
You
if you
think?
give me names, I'll answer them.
You think what Edward Snowden and Julian Assange did? Do you think the modern day Edward Snowden and Julian Assange are more advanced and better than they were?
Well, of course.
Of course they will. Wait
Yeah.
till those guys get to work. Wait.
Why aren't they
Wait.
working on
Well,
it yet?
they are. What I'm trying to tell you is this direction it's going.
Yeah.
You remember when everybody on X was talking about Epstein, and I would constantly go on YouTube and look at Fox and CNN. I would see how many videos were about Epstein, and it wasn't that many. Do you remember that? I don't know if you remember this. So we would be talking about Epstein, and it's like, America doesn't care about Epstein. It's a Twitter story, right? You remember
Yep.
this? And even CNN did a poll one time saying 1% of people think
Not 1%.
right. It was
One
less than
person.
right. But guess what?
Yeah.
Do me a favor, go to YouTube and go to Fox News. This is Fox News. Keep in mind, this is not CNN. Go to their channel and go to videos, Rob. Watch how many videos.
Boom.
Okay. Second one, Epstein. Okay. Go to sixth one, Epstein. Eighth one, Epstein. Ninth one, Epstein. Okay. Keep going.
More. Epstein.
11th one, 12th one, Epstein. Okay, guess what? You know what this means? This is the power of media. The power of media and the people got so sick of it because of the way Pam Bondi fumbled this. She did.
Oh, I agree with that.
That the people are finally saying, I'm effing sick of it. Tell me what the hell happened. And folks are sitting there saying, tell me, so that pressure, you think that pressure is going to go away? You think it's going higher or lower?
Well, the question is, do you think Trump is going to keep the pressure on or basically try to diffuse
He
it?
doesn't have a control over that because once the audience gets to a point, so you can, once the audience and the pressure goes to a point, you eventually have to react.
Do you think the pressure is now higher than ever?
Of course it is.
Than ever with Epstein?
With this topic?
Yes.
Of course it is.
Why do you think it's so much
You
higher
think
now?
Hillary and Bill are going to let this go and allow them to be publicly humiliated? You don't know the crap theory? You don't think they're making calls saying, I swear to God, if you do this, I'm going to tell them about what you did that one time in DC. I'm going to tell them about what you did that one time in Hawaii. I'm going to tell them about that deal that we paid you on the side with cash, with the briefcase that was dropped. Go ahead and throw us under the bus. Go ahead, do it. You don't think she's making those calls? Do you not see her stone cold personality on how she did the interview like a freaking mobster? She stayed like a Teflon. Don't forget, as much
that's
of
her
a
personality.
badass as Trump is,
Mhm.
if there's a female Trump without the personality, that is an equal without the personality,
Mhm.
without the charm, that thinks very highly of herself. It's that lady right there,
She's
Hillary
stone
Clinton.
cold. But didn't we argue a few weeks ago? Like, she's not even going to come out. Even if she comes, there's no point of her coming. And I was like,
I don't
the
care.
fact that she's volunteering to come
Yeah.
means she probably has nothing to hide
Oh,
in this instance.
I don't know about
Is
that.
she the big fish or is Bill Clinton
Listen,
the big
I
fish?
don't know what, I
Why are
don't
we
know.
so focused
how-
on Hillary
by
when
the way,
it's Bill that needs to
How
be
close is Melinda
deposition?
Gates with Hillary Clinton? How close is Melinda Gates? Rob, can you
don't know.
type in how close is Melinda Gates with Hillary Clinton? And let me tell you why I'll go with this one
Yeah.
here. You know where I'm going with this or no? Okay, how close is Melinda Gates with Hillary Clinton?
Well,
If they're close, do they have a relationship?
they work together. Belinda
Clinton
Gates Foundation. They
Not
partnered.
a personal close relationship.
But
Okay,
they partnered. I mean,
look,
The
maybe
elites
she
hang
is
in a
sitting
in a
there.
certain circle.
Yeah, how much you think her and Bill are fully aligned on how to handle this deposition?
Hillary and Bill?
Yes,
Oh,
A
they're
lot.
business partners at this point.
100% they're aligned.
Yeah.
100%, because he's
Okay.
coming in today.
So the way she answered as if she's not done anything wrong. That's not how the husband's going to do it. How many times has a husband been to the island? What are you going to do
We
with
have
that?
photos of it.
How many times did Epstein
She
come to
can
the White
play
House?
dumb.
No,
Yeah.
she could play dumb,
Of course.
but he can't.
I agree.
So part of it here is, are you doing that to make yourself look good and make your husband look bad? I don't know.
no, I don't think you're married
You-
for 50 years and all of a sudden last second you throw him under the bus.
But you don't know that.
We're
I'm
about to
saying
find out.
we're about to find out. But
Yeah.
to me, the pressure is so bad right now that behind closed doors,
Mhm.
they're saying we have to do something for optics purposes.
Sure.
And what is that going to be? So, question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think that picture being shown, is that going to do anything where, Rob, is the podcast
picture?
doing fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that picture being shown with Lutnik right there, you think that's going to cause the White House to, an announcement coming out next week saying Howard Lutnik has decided to step down and spend time with his family?
I don't think you can stay silent.
Around
How do you stay silent?
Well, especially given what he said. What's the one thing he said?
lied.
I met Epstein one time and he lived right across the hall. And I said, I'll never associate with this guy again. Number one, we agreed guys don't talk like that. Number two,
Absolutely.
he lied, apparently. And we're all fans of Lutnik. We like what he's doing.
We're
But,
fans.
You know, as they said, you got some explaining to do, honey.
Howard Lutnick had his Rafael Palmeiro moment in front of Congress.
Yeah.
Remember that? He shook his finger up there. I've
I'd
never
say
taken
less than
steroids.
3% of our audience knows who Rafael Palmeiro
Hey,
is.
he's
Yeah,
a great
but
home
He was a
run hitter.
lefty hitter that hit 50 home runs a couple seasons. He was phenomenal.
Great
But
mustache.
he was phenomenal, but he was also called to be in front of Congress, and he waved his finger
Yeah.
in the air about investigating on
He's from Miami, I
steroids.
wanna say.
And then in the weeks that followed, he was exposed. They had the receipts from what he purchased. He had Paul DeLuca and other players talking about, wait a minute, what are you talking about? He bought here, he bought there. So, and now Howard Lutnick makes his moment in front of Congress, and this comes up. When you say no one's going to be accountable, I'm going to do something real quick, Pat, on Andrew, Prince Andrew. Remember, Andrew, as a
Just real
royal.
quick, I said I didn't say not accountable. I said nobody's going to jail.
Well, wait a
They'll
second.
step down. They'll be
let
shamed.
me show you what's happening over there. First of all, Andrew is being semi-protected by his brother, not covered up by the king, but the king doesn't want full fury, right? He doesn't want all this stuff. And when the queen passed away, William was unleashed. And William in 2019 wanted his brother, his uncle, banished. And within the last 4 weeks, he said he was not in a calm state when he saw the latest interview that Andrew did. So here's what they did. You can't prosecute royalty. That's the way it works in Britain. Whoops. Guess what, Pat? He's no longer royalty. They took his title. Then he could stay at the Royal Lodge. And they're like, no, we will not support you with dollars that way. Get out of the Royal Lodge. Now he's been moved out of the Royal Lodge. Then what did they do? They banished his royal duties. So he doesn't even get to go to Switzerland and give them a bouquet of flowers if someone dies, right? On behalf of the royal family, we're sorry. You know, that's kind of what royalty does sometimes. So now you have all this going. The worst, it's going downhill. And now he's actually been served under arrest and question. The noose is tightening around Andrew, and William wants him out and prosecuted. And the heat is so great that you can see the British control systems, who you normally, boys will be boys, and they give free passes to the monarchy. It's not happening. It's getting tightening. And the worst possible thing could happen to Andrew next would be that the cancer, Charles succumbs to his cancer, and William becomes king, because then I think the door's open. He will be prosecuted, and I think it's coming for him.
Okay.
And I think you can follow that around the world, that the heat is getting so great. It's getting so intense. I think things are coming.
To America, to people in America.
I think it's coming, Pat.
May I respond to that?
A year ago, I wouldn't have said that.
So you said all that you're outlined that Andrew's sort of going to be the first domino to fall, and other things may happen.
Like
Here's how
in
much I
court.
care about the British royalty, and here's what's going on with Andrew. Zero. If it affects America, now we're talking. If Bill Gates or Bill Clinton or any of the slick willies, something happens to them, now you have my attention. If something happens to some weirdo former Prince Andrew, albeit. But if it affects America, now you have my attention. If it happens to some royalty or former royalty, it doesn't do it for me.
Andrew's going to talk,
let me ask
guys.
you, let me ask
Andrew's
Vinny.
going to talk.
Let me ask Vinny. If the only person head to roll, goes to jail, held accountable, and they string him up and put him in a noose is Prince Andrew, but nobody else, would you be satisfied?
Absolutely not.
Bingo.
Dude, we talk about this all the time. You know where I am with accountability in regard to Lutnik. I'm extremely disappointed, Pat. That's the guy. That's the one guy that I kept seeing and going, I like that guy. He's speaking the truth. He's trying to help America out. And Rob, can you show that photo of the dentist's office? There was a photo. There was like a mask on the dentist office that we talked about 2 weeks ago. That looks, no, I'm not being dead serious. This was on the wall in the dentist office on Epstein Island. I don't know that many people that look just like that and have that smile. So guess what? If you were caught lying,
Should be Vince McMahon. from
Adam, but here's my thing,
WWF.
Pat. If you get caught lying,
Love that
Adam,
picture,
guys,
Rob.
could I speak?
Sorry.
If you get caught lying in that sense, then how can we trust you with any? And it's not like a little white lie. You're lying about hanging out with a convicted, disgusting pet, whatever the hell you want to call him. If the age people try to be like, well, they were 15, or I don't give a damn. He's disgusting. And you're lying. And you're bringing your kids, your nanny, and your people. And it's weird. And then you hear other stuff like the Cantor Fitzgerald something shorting the tariffs, even though Lutnick was the one going hard on the tariffs. And then wait a minute, your son and some people are making money because the tariffs are the Supreme Court voted against them. It's like, now you're losing all this trust. It's very, very disappointing. And then Adam, when the DOJ, whoever's removing these photos, I don't think Trump has 1,000 other things going on. But when they talk about the deep state, Adam, those are the same people. And I love that you keep bringing up Pam Bondi, guys. Pat, this all comes down to her. You ruined this whole damn thing. You should have been transparent from the beginning. You shouldn't have been sitting in a damn restaurant talking crap about 10,000 hours
Bragging.
of porn.
Bragging.
Yeah, bragging. And now we ask questions. And now you want me to believe that 30 seconds that you guys deleted and took out of that jail cell, you want me to believe what? Oh, there was just a glitch? Oh, just like all the cameras were off that day? Oh, just like the guards fell asleep? Give me a break. Now you're losing all credibility. And for people like me that say we don't trust any of you, that's what it is. Period.
Dude, can I defend Pam Bondi for a second?
No,
Because
you can't.
nobody's doing that. And yes, she has fumbled the ball. But to blame Pam Bondi when you've had decades and decades of the Bill Barrs and the Attorney General,
They're all deep state.
But
she
you
fumbled.
want to put it on the person who's been in the job for 1 year.
Yeah, yes.
She's the CEO of the company
Adam,
for 1
you know
year,
why?
where the company's been failing for decades.
Let me tell you. But let me tell
She's
you,
the
Adam,
fall guy. She's the fall.
No. Let me tell you, Adam. What would happen if you went somewhere and you negotiated on my behalf and you agreed or said certain things without running it by me, with terms without running it by me? What would happen to
That'd
that
be a major
relationship?
problem.
That's what she
That'd be
did.
a major problem.
That's what she did.
Yeah.
She
But
went.
we don't know if she didn't
No.
get the message from the higher up.
She went out there and
Mhm.
said there's tens of thousands of disgusting, and then she did that a day or two after James O'Keefe
Yep.
got the video catching her saying what are in those files, and they're nasty.
Yep.
You know what that means?
Yes.
In the mob world, what category does that fall under?
A rat.
Grazia.
Loose lips.
Loose lips.
You have loose lips, you can't be on the
So
inside.
can I?
You go from an insider
Mhm.
to being 6 layers out. And that's the problem with her. This is not a character issue. We don't like her. This is not about likability. Loose lips
Mhm.
is what caused this to be. Is this it, Rob?
Yes, sir.
Play the clip. So this is her 2 days after James O'Keefe or a day after James O'Keefe. Go ahead, Rob.
No, the FBI, the FBI, they're reviewing, there are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn. And there are hundreds of victims. And no one victim will ever get released. It's just the volume. And that's what they're going through right now. The FBI is diligently going through that. I haven't seen that statement, but I'll call him later. And find out.
So the part is that you get if you notice one thing, I had Christine Ohm on the podcast the other day.
Going
Okay.
viral right now, by the way.
One of the clips about her being spied on. Yes, about her being spied on, right? But we had Christine Ohm on the podcast the other day. Great conversation. She did great. And guess what? A part of who you hire is to represent you in a marketplace. By the way, just so everybody knows, you don't get it right. A guy asked me a question about an investment he had that he lost, and he was impacted about it in a big way. He's asked me this question yesterday. I said, what do you do? I said, every year, you're going to get some decisions wrong. Every year. I've been running a business for quite some time. Every year. And all I want to do is to go from 48% better decisions to 52% to 56%. You ain't never going to be 95% or 90%. It's just not going to happen, right? And sometimes when you hire people, you can't speak on their behalf. Pam Bondi screwed up because of loose lips and the way she handled herself. And she created noise. And she could have prevented that. This is not about questioning anything else. There needs to be a fall person on this.
Yeah.
If you don't have it, it's going to continue.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to, and by the way, here's how this works. The faster you do it, you know how if you're a hairy person and you're doing EKG, and they put all this stuff on your chest, and your
I
chest
didn't
has got
see you
hair.
going here,
Okay?
KD, but-
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. You know what's the worst thing to do when you're
Pulling
taking
them off.
You rip it
No,
off?
taking it like this.
Oh,
slowly.
You ever seen nurses
Yeah,
that
rip
do
the
this?
Band-Aid off
And you
fast.
hold the nurse's hand. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Take the damn thing off. And go, boom. Right? And you
I'm
scream
just
like the
thinking
40-year-old
40-year-old
virgin
virgin.
clip, right?
Analogy.
But
Great
but you know where they are right now?
Yeah.
They got to go wham.
Great point.
Pull the whole thing already.
They've been slow
And
ripping
by
for
the way,
years
that's
now.
exactly what they're
Yeah,
doing.
of course. So why would that change now?
But because the temperature's the highest and it's not going to go away. You realize every time, like we could be talking about right now, victory, State of the Union. We could be talking about stuff that's actual real topics. But you're causing the last 16 videos on Fox to be 11 of them to be what? About Epstein.
Yep.
You think everybody wants to talk about that?
No.
No,
And
but
the-
that's how this game works.
Real quick, can I respond? I absolutely agree with you. You know who's laughing us right now? Our enemies, China. Okay, Russia. Because here we are arguing over little 16-year-old pedophilia, whatever Epstein did on this island, when they're trying to have world hegemony and take over the world, and we're arguing about chicks with dicks.
It's not just
and
what
trans
he did.
stuff.
It's not what he
I
did.
hear
with-
you.
It's not
but
just
there's a lot of noise going
no,
on
it's
here.
not. But
and we're trying to find the signals through the noise. I just don't think it's going to happen.
some of this noise is real. So there's a difference between bad noise that's you don't need to pay. Some of it is real. You know, your kids will scream, "Oh my God, no, that's not fair. That's not fair." Noise. No, oh my God, my ankle! Look at my ankle. It's bleeding. It says, "Oh wow, this is bad. Let's go to the hospital."
That's noise.
You have to know there's real noise. Okay,
But there's certainly
this
some real
is-
noise
this
here.
is-
But there's
this-
a lot more.
dude, the guy
fabricated
that's got
rumors.
one of the biggest jobs in the White House said, "I only met him one time," and he doesn't tell the story about being on the island. And the picture's released, and it's the one picture that you didn't put on the web.
Bingo.
You when you do stuff like this, you know, you make it challenging on people. You don't make it easy. So, anyways, I want to go to the next story. Next
Is
story,
Trump going to fire anyone in his cabinet? Is the question.
no, he won't
Because
do
he has
the
not fired Bondi.
he
has
won't do
not
the
fired
firing.
Lutnick.
He won't do the firing because of one person. There's one person on the inside that knows how to handle these sensitive situations in a proper way, and her name is Susie Wiles. So there's different ways to fire people. Okay, matter of fact, what I'm going to do right now, Rob, just go pull up the block story, square story. Okay, and it has nothing to do with this, but there's many different ways on how to fire people. One of them is you're fired. Another one of them is reposition. Another one of them is severance. Another one of them is, hey, you know, give them a smaller job.
Down to be with my family.
Yeah, I'm stepping. There's so many ways, and Susie is a pro. So whatever way this is going to be done, best trust. What's the difference between this time around, last time around? This chief of staff, she's a boss. Everybody who runs a company that's an operator, you want to have a Susie Wiles, okay? So far, she's done a great job.
If you love this country, show it. Lead with pride in the Valuetainment USA collection. Designed for freedom thinkers, built for everyday leaders. Red, white, blue. Purpose. Wear what you believe in. Valuetainment USA.
Go to vtmerch.com, place your order for Valuetainment USA merch. And again, like I said, I love seeing our folks, the best of the best, the smartest fans in the world. You, that likes debate, that likes fun. You're a Valuetainment type of person yourself. If you believe the future looks bright and you love USA, go pick up some merch for yourself, for your friends, for your family, for your clients. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.